The mainstream media is trying to help the Liberals by creating a big distraction, and Conservatives, well, they're all too eager to play along too. Conservative Party leader Andrew Scheer dodged a reporter's question and then ran away when he was asked about The Rebel during a press conference on Monday. Now, this is just plain old outrageous behavior, not just for the reporter, but for Andrew Scheer too. Let me start with the reporter. Does this reporter think that we can't see what they're trying to do here? Do they really think Canadians are this stupid? We all know they're just trying to create a distraction on behalf of Justin Trudeau and the Liberals, who have had one of their very worst days in a very long time. And that ain't saying much. Let's recap Monday in Liberal land, shall we? The Liberals were forced to go back and adopt Stephen Harper's small business tax rate reduction because of a nationwide revolt against the Liberals' tax grab on small businesses and farmers. That's a revolt we helped lead with 2 town halls over the weekend. The Liberals broke their own campaign promise when they decided not to keep Stephen Harper's small business tax rate reduction, and now they have to revert back to the rate they campaigned on. To be clear, once again, that's Stephen Harper's rate. Trudeau's attempt at tax reform could not be more confusing and more screwed up, and Monday, well, that was a prime example of it. But Monday was bad for the Liberals for another couple of reasons. Monday was the first day back at work for the Liberals since it was revealed that Finance Minister Bill Morneau just forgot to declare his French villa in his ethics disclosure to Parliament. Monday was also the first day back at work for Bill Morneau since it came out that he also forgot to put his assets in a blind trust, the way every other finance minister has done. In fact, it's what Bill Morneau told the CBC that the ethics commissioner had advised him to do 2 years ago. Oh, but we're not done yet with the Liberals' terrible, no good, very bad day. Something else happened Monday that no one else is really talking about. The Liberals were stonewalling witnesses again at the M103 hearings by running down the clock on the witnesses' testimony time. M103, of course, is the Liberals' anti-Islamophobia, anti-free speech motion. Look at these tweets from Scott Reid. He's a Conservative MP who was at these hearings. So frustrating once again at the M103 hearing. The Liberals have silenced witnesses they don't like by talking away all their time. Today, this technique was used by the Liberals to silence Sharif Emil, a McGill professor of Egyptian origin who is critical of M103. Yeah, the Liberals are shutting down progressive Muslims at M103 hearings. If a Conservative had done this, of course, they would be called racist. But the media, well, they're completely overlooking all of this. The Liberals were having a case of the Mondays. So what do these Liberal sycophantic reporters do? Ask Andrew Scheer about The Rebel. Rehash a months-old, already put-to-bed story from May during the Conservative leadership campaign. A reporter for the Globe and Mail asked Andrew Scheer about whether or not he knew his campaign manager had shared office space with us at one point at The Rebel. This was at a press conference about the Liberal tax changes, the most pressing and controversial thing happening in Ottawa right now. The Liberals needed a distraction, and this reporter was glad to give it to them. It's so shameless and so obvious that it is insulting to the intelligence of Canadians. But really, the worst part for me wasn't this overt attempt at obfuscation by this journalist. We know the Liberal media hates Conservatives and will try to paint them in the poorest light that they possibly can. That's absolutely nothing new from the mainstream media. What disappointed me most was the reaction of Andrew Scheer. Scheer was defensive, telling the reporter that he didn't ask his campaign manager about every client that he had before Scheer fled from his own press conference about the Liberal tax changes. While the Liberal media tries to paint our Rebel viewers and us as racist and bigoted, Scheer's duck and run reaction implies that there's actually something to the allegation when it's nothing more than a horrible, unfounded smear against Scheer's own normal grassroots supporters. Scheer absolutely did not need to turn tail and hide. He could have easily said, I haven't done an interview with The Rebel in X amount of months, but But I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to change the subject away from the Liberal failures. And Canadians are smart enough to see right through it. Instead, now Scheer's fear of the media is the headline news. Actually, it's pretty telling that the very best I can hope for from these professional conservatives is that they might one day call the media out on their baloney. I have absolutely no expectation anymore that they will defend normal conservatives who watch something other than the CBC. Professional conservatives continue to capitulate to a mainstream media who will always hate them. Scheer wants our viewers' conservative votes in 2019. He probably wants my vote. He needs our votes. He counts on them. But time and time again, when he is tested, he will not stand up and defend those people whose votes he needs against these liberal lies. For TheRebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. If you believe in our journalistic mission and you want to help, go to theycan'tstopus.com.